if I begin crying, that'll be okay. But the AI popped up a short little video. I didn't watch all of it, and I'll probably watch the rest of it later. But those of you that know who Alan Watts is, although I don't, because of the way that the English language works, I rearrange letters and make up different words of my own. Okay. And then I have to define them for you, what they mean. Right? I remember Patty Bessard said, define the context and meaning through which. That's the problem with the English language. Actually, it's one of the poorest ways to communicate I know of, because silent running is golden. A golden fire dragon, right? Golden firelight. A breathing dragon, right? Breathing in, breathing out. How much fire are you breathing in? But the part that he was sharing is called going it alone. Going it alone. And getting rid of all the, when I've mentioned in the past, when I used to sit down and have heart to heart, soul to soul, spirit to spirit communication on, let's just get down to where the rubber hits the pavement, girl. Okay, and so this is where we love to put things in a nice little boxes, compartmentalized RAM, read and write active memory and all that, based on the language, which is the letters and the numbers that represent energy. You know, just like I didn't have any choice over what my name was going to be. All of a sudden I realized, hey, you're Robert. Okay. Well, really? I didn't make that decision. You made that decision on my behalf without my consent. Well, you weren't old enough to be able to consent. We didn't know what you wanted to be called. I mean, this is how ridiculous it actually gets, right? So he talks about going into the forest, being a forest dweller, right? Weller, be weller. Be well. Be well. That's right. Be well. You want to be well? Be in the forest. So what he talked about is dismiss all the labels and all the names and what I call value tags. Just like you go into Walmart, any corporate store, any business, there's a number on it. That's called a tag, which means that has value. Okay? When I was a 4-year-old child, I ran to be with mama. Okay? That's where the greatest value is. Because everything she gives us is for free. So when you want to be in a forest and you want to be everything that is alive and living in spirit that is out in nature, you're learning through nature, because now the energy that you are is flowing through what it is. Now you're flowing with all the energy that is running everything that is thriving, that is in nature. That means you're one with all creation. It means you know you're not alone, but you know who you are, because you know the energy that you are, which is what love is. It goes on forever. Now you know who you really are. You're the energy that flows through nature. That's the natural world. That's what love is. So when you experience what love is, that energy is flowing through that mirror, which is what's in your mirror, which is what nature is. So you're in love with nature. Absolutely. Now you know who you are. Okay? So once you've known that, now that you know who you are, they can't fool you. Can they? Nope. So when you're 4 years of age and you already know that, it becomes a challenge to be able to go out of the forest and leave nature and then go back into what I call fakery, which are all artifact driven, which means it's all just a simulation. For me, if I want to be in the real world, I want to be with real living light and living spirit, with a goddess, with an oversoul. That's the real world to me, because now I'm experiencing her essence, which is in that light, which is her spirit, and the soul, which means I'm one with all creation. That means I'm one with all living spirits. The same energy that runs through me is the same energy that created the first universe, which is what love is. It goes on forever. When you are what that is, you know that you are one with one. You're done. Now you know. And that's called knowing. Now you know the truth. Now you know the truth of who you are in energy, in spirit that is in that energy, which is what love is. It goes on forever. That's what I am. So when I was a teenager and people would ask me, who are you? Forget all the labels, what I was given, what's on my birth certificate, what you see on a student report card at school. I am what love is. I'm a living spirit. I am a spiritual being. I am what love is. I'm a love energy being. being what love is. That's what I am. Now you know. What else would you like to know besides that? That's the energy that created the first universe. That's it. Okay, so you know that you represent the highest law of superconductivity, which is superconsciousness. So you know what's going to drive the highest intelligence. It's going to protect everything that love creates. So you know that the hottest engine of super acceleration of consciousness comes about through the creative side, which is creative, which is spiritual energy, when the female and the male decide to join to become one. Now you have the seed, which organizes the visual information data, the spiritual energy through the mother of creation. The spirit becomes one with both. That's a monopole. That's what I am. Which means I chose to surrender my energy on behalf of all creation, so that I never run out of what I am, because everything that what I am, which is one, which is with all creation, is what love is. Now you're the engine of creation. That's what it means to be one. Now you know who you are. Okay? So there's no fooling around. Right? So now you know the difference between what you are and what you're not. You found out the truth about yourself. You went alone. That's what there's a guy he's not around here anymore, but he called me a lone wolf. Well, you know that you're not alone. Okay? But you're an independent. You're totally independent, which means you're free. Your spirit is free because now you know you are, which is what love is. When you are what love is, that is the energy that frees your spirit. Because now you represent the highest law of superconductivity. You're the highest accelerator. You're the engine. The prime mover. The primal sound field. That's the magic of sound. That's the magic of a creative musician. That is a spirit that is playing music. So you love to be with the goddess playing music when you're a man. And you never want to be separated. Because it's too beautiful, it consumes you, which means the love energy that you are is the most beautiful and eternal blessing that there is to experience, because now you know what you are. Now you know what created the first universe. Now you know that love is creative energy. Real creative energy, because the love is real, because you experience that with the hottest fire. So you're on fire. So you're wanting to give love to everything. So that means that everything is accelerating. And that's why you don't experience anything the same way twice when those magnetic circuits open and close, because those circuits close so fast. Just like, geez, it's just like when I do something, when I post a comment, for example, on YouTube, it's gone. I won't be able to remember what that is. So it's the only time that I can remember what it is if somebody says, hey, they give you a thumbs up, says, hey, they liked your comment. I don't remember what it is. And and the only way that I could know is if I went back and reread what I already did before. So that means that you're not a copycat. But that's what this AI knows how to do, is copy what it is that we create. But it does so at a slower speed. And the reason that you know that is because it's not running the same rate of acceleration with electrons as we are. And that's a scalar measurement. That's called logging in and logging out, or a log scale on a distribution table. That's a lot of fire, boy. It's filling up that spreadsheet. SP. Right. SSP. Secret space. Oh, this is secret space. Is this like a secret society space? We do things in secrets. I do things with an open mind, which is an open heart, which is an open soul, which is the true self, which is what love is. So in other words, love is the absence of fear. That means that love is the absence of fear to express who we really are in energy, because we know who we really are. We are what love is. So that's why when I was a child, wasn't ever going to budge on that. I'm not ever going to get off the center point of that sphere, the perfect balance between the male and the female and the male. We're just one, right? So you got the seed and the grower in powerful spirit. So now you know who you are in spirit. in that energy with that soul of yours. That's a mirror. So thank you. Bless your heart, Alan Watts. I guess he's left us, but not in spirit. His spirit is still alive. He's just another teacher, right? He learned wisdom, how simple it actually is. I used to do a lot of videos about identity functions. What's the function of your identity? So what's the function of your energy? Look in the mirror. What do you do with your energy? How do you love what's in your mirror, or do you not love what's in your mirror? Oh, I love this. I don't love that. I love this. I don't love that. I don't like that, but I like this one better. When I'm in nature, it makes it easy because now you know you're with living energy, with a living goddess in spirit, with a soul. So you want to be with her because look what she's given you for free. So now we're down to the purity of things, which is the purity of the air, the purity of the water, the purity of the fire, the purity of the elementals, which means you're experiencing the purity of the realm, which is the spiritual purity of the realm, which is the spirit, which is the purity of the spiritual energy, which is the purity of the light. How pure is the light that we are experiencing in this realm? And that's easy to measure when you are one. Because the amount of fire that you have within that light, which is a purifying light, which is known as candle power. Candle power. Like candlestick. They called it candlestick pa. Candlestick pa. RK. Park Place. Broadway. As in a girl used to be called a broad, right? Like a bra, a B-R-A, B-raw, right? Codes, code talk. Miss Broussard talked about code talk, reading the codes, which is translating the alphanumerical format of what you experience in voice, whether it's going forward or going in reverse, or is it at 0 ohms? Experience the purity of that heart and that soul that is communicating with you, the purest of spirit, which is the purest of energy, which is the purest of light, which is the purest of love that communicates with all of you. The boomerang, the echo chamber.